Bringing home a new baby is exciting, but if you already have a toddler, it can also come with some big emotions for the whole family. So from first introductions to navigating those early days, Courtney Gowin with Nest Wellness Village is here to share some simple ways to help make the transition smoother for everyone. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Have you had firsthand experience in this topic?
Yes. At one point I had 3 under 3. And so every 22 months we were introducing a new baby into our family.
3 under 3. God bless you.
It was wild.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about introducing your baby to the kids. It can be kind of hit or miss.
Yes.
You know, even if you've tried to prepare, you never really know until that moment happens. So let's talk about what was that transition like for you personally with these 3 under 3? Did they vary in their acceptance?
They did, and I think that there's a big shift whenever you're a mother going from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3.
Yeah, you go from one-on-one to zone play.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
It's totally different. I've got 3 kids too.
It's so true. And so I just keep in mind that every child, your first child, your second child, they have their own personality and their own way that they're going to cope with them. So you know your baby the best, you know your toddler the best. And so there's a few strategies that we can use.
Let's talk about some of those strategies.
And so I think the biggest thing is preparing before. So whenever you are pregnant, have your toddler come feel your belly and say, hey, come feel the kicks. Come prepare them. And then whenever baby does arrive, you give them a job. Ladies, you do this for your husbands too.
Right, that's so true.
Give a job,
Delegate
make them
people.
feel included.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a really good point that you make, because making sure that the child is invested in having new baby at home really does start before baby arrives, and having them participate, like you said, touching the baby, maybe even preparing the nursery, reading books,
Absolutely.
kind of doing some practicing, because I think that you don't have the shock when the kid comes, and I think that makes a huge difference in making sure that the whole family remains strong.
It really does. Yep, exactly.
All right. So let's also talk about other ways that you can ensure that your child is being included in the process.
Well, let's talk about that first meeting too. I think we all want this Instagram-worthy moment where we're like, oh, it's your new baby. I think the best advice over my patients that I've seen and then my own experience is let them have their own time. Let them take their time, let their nervous system regulate. And then when they're ready, let them come meet their own baby, and then maybe have a gift that they can give the baby as well.
Yeah, or maybe even a gift for them too.
Yes, exactly.
One of the tricks that we did is that we gave my oldest son a baby of his own, so that he could participate and feel what it was like to take care of his own baby, and making it easier as mom's trying to spend the time that she needs with new baby.
Yeah, and just knowing it's a big transition for them too, and they're trying to regulate.
Yeah. So when it comes to also preserving mom's mental health, as you mentioned, it's great when we can have dad step in and help out. Also, in having the kids engage. What other strategies that can we take to make sure that we're not getting lost in the shuffle of all of this?
I think the biggest thing to remember as moms is whenever your nervous system is regulated, you're able to have a calm household. And so it starts with you. It starts with your mental health, taking care of yourself, investing in your rhythms. And so if we can create a calm rhythm for ourselves at home, that's going to help the transition for baby and for toddler.
All right, so now baby's home. They're here. They're here to
not
stay.
leaving.
They're not leaving. Even though many might protest, the older ones might protest. What do you do to help alleviate some feelings of jealousy or animosity towards new baby?
I think that starts with you too, and just regulating and knowing that emotions are communication. And so whenever a toddler is acting out, they're just craving your presence, and they're saying, Mom, I need you. This is how I regulate. It's through your heartbeat, through being around you. And just knowing that, hey, this is just communication from my toddler, that they need some one-on-one time. They need some moments with you to say, hey, this isn't the baby's fault. This is, I'm still yours, you're still important, and you are validated in your emotions.
I think bringing the child in and making sure that you are creating one-on-one time with a toddler, it's really easy to forget that, because when we have the new baby, obviously there's so many needs that need to be addressed, but to find a way to carve that out can really help, because a peaceful environment that permeates throughout the entire family. And if there is chaos and if there is animosity, nobody's happy.
Which motherhood, that is a part of it too. But if you can find a regulation and a baseline, that'll help everything go better.
I think that's a really good point. You bring up some great tips. Is there any kind of final thoughts you want to leave us with today?
I think that there's no perfect way to do motherhood, and if you just give yourself that grace and allow yourself that grace to say, you know what, I always say presence over perfection. So if we can be present and not have a perfect house, give yourself some grace and know that everything, you're going to wish that those days came back and they go by. It's like what the days are short, or days are long, but the years are short.
That's so true. My youngest is 15. I've got one left in the nest, and I just want to hold on to her for as long as I possibly can.
Exactly.
It goes by so quickly, and you want to treasure those moments.
Yeah.
That is a great final thought.
Absolutely.
Where can people find out more information about you?
You can come see us at our office, freetobechiropractic.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Dr. Courtney Gowin.
You were wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.